Get strong.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good night, and welcome back to the Amateur Otaku podcast. How's everybody doing out there? I am Brandon Alvarado, the Scarlet fan here. Here is AJ. What's up, man?
What up? What up? What up?
And the Mad Dog Isaac. What's up, bro?
I'm tired.
When are you not tired?
I don't know. I've been
I
trying to
don't
figure
know.
that out for the last 4 years, and I can never get an answer.
Uh,
But guys, thank you for staying with us and joining us today on Amateur Otaku Podcast. If you love what we do, make sure you click on the like button, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and click on the bell for notifications so you do not miss any episodes, any coverage of any manga that we cover. If you love what we do and want to listen to us on the go, you can find us on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, wherever podcasts are found. Make sure you follow us so you get every episode that drops, and give us a 5-star review if you love what we do so other people can find out the awesome stuff that we do. So now it's time for the second event of this live stream. And that is, we are talking Bleach, the 1,000-Year Blood War. And I'm gonna confess something to you guys. You guys have heard me talk about my hero. You guys have heard me talk about Spy Family. You've seen me talk philosophically and deep about Chainsaw Man. But I'm not gonna lie. The show that I'm enjoying most this season is Bleach.
dun dun dun.
Bleach is back, baby, and it is so good. It has never been better. I am enjoying every little bit of it, and I got so much to say. I love this.
Bankai.
Bankai! So, guys, yes, we're about to start our coverage of the Bleach, the 1,000-Year Blood War. We're talking about episodes 4, Kill the Shadow, and episode 5, Wrath as a Lightning. We have a lot of thoughts on this. Now, AJ, this is your first time on the show talking Bleach with us. So before we jump into the episode, what is your relationship to Bleach? And how excited were you for it to come back? It's kind of pulling a Blade Runner 2049, where it came back after years of being on air.
More
And
than a decade.
And it's coming back on top, like in style. Because if I'm pretty confident that I can say this, if you're a Bleach fan, if Bleach has something, it's style. So AJ, what's your relationship with Bleach, and how are you liking the 1,000-Year Blood War?
Well, I first got introduced to Bleach on Toonami.
Nice.
That was the first introduction. And then I started reading the manga like 2 years after that. And Jesus Christ. It's as soon as that Stern Ritter arc was happening, and then just automatically just got canceled out of nowhere. I don't even know why it got canceled. It just got canceled. I was really annoyed. I remember I was in middle school when it got canceled. And it was probably one of my favorite animes of all time at that time, along with Naruto, Bleach, and One Piece, and all that, of course. But yeah, I really love Bleach. For it to finally come back, literally like a little over a decade, which is too long, which is just way too long for it to. Anyway, it's good. It's good that it came back, and it's back stronger than ever. The animation's on point, like it's always been.
Yes.
Voice acting is on point, like it's always been for both dubbed and subbed. It's not one or the other. They're both fantastic. So just hearing them again, seeing them again, is just a dream come true. Finally,
Yeah.
it's just so good to come back.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm not gonna lie, and I've said it multiple times. I'm not caught up with Bleach at all, but I know enough of it that I decided to take the plunge and just go into this. And I feel that I know everything I need to know because I'm enjoying what I'm watching so much. and I'm loving the characters and the new things that are happening, and I'm frightened by the Stern Ritters and everything like that, all emotions. That I don't know, what a great interpretation and stuff like that. I don't know where they're at in the books. I don't know what it follows, but man, what a great show it's been, and I'm glad that I'm part of the crowd that can say Bleach is back. And the style of it, the animation, it's been so strong. And one of the things that we talked about a lot about the animation of Bleach, especially of this show, is like it feels like old Bleach, but it feels brand new. You know, like nothing looks different, but the advances and how they're using CG, like for the bankais and stuff like that, everything just looks great. It looks crisp. It looks enjoyable. Like I've never seen Wakamundo so alive. Like everything's been great. So, are you guys ready to jump into the episode?
Yes, sir.
Now, episode 4 picks up right where it left off with the purge of the Soul Society, Serete, where literally the Stern Ritters, which are the Star Knights, which should be really dubbed the Star Knights from Hell, but the Star Knights are attacking and purging the Serete from all the Soul Reapers, and they're just killing everybody. And I don't know, guys, if you were afraid of this group of people before, holy crap, it's terrifying to know them now. It's crazy. Like, you guys read it, no, but when you guys saw this and how it's on developing, like one of the things that came to my mind is this is before Infinity War did Infinity War, Bleach did this. Like this is Infinity War level stuff. Am I thinking too much of it? But this is how big this feels, and how tragic this feels, and horrible it feels.
Yeah, this is definitely a huge arc for all Bleach fans. If you read the manga, if you didn't read the manga, this is definitely one of the biggest arcs to ever be put on animation live. You got One Piece that had a huge arc, you got Naruto, but for me personally, this is the best war arc of any anime. For me,
oh wow,
yes, I love it. I can't get too deep into this because I'm afraid that I might spoil things.
Right.
So I'll just leave it at that right there.
Yeah. And one of the things that I noticed also, and I mentioned it to Isaac, but I love how, and he said that Bleach has always been bloody. And I know, like Bleach, I've seen shots where Bleach is like super dangerous and bloody, but I feel that the gore in Bleach, like they up the ante in this arc. Like they say, oh, this is a war arc. Yeah, you're gonna see a lot of blood. Like you got people just getting cut in half. Awesome. You get people cutting half and stuff like that, and it's crazy. But like like the previous episode, how it ended with when they arrive and you got this guy just blowing people's head off with finger guns, a la Juju Hakusho. like it's crazy how visceral everything is. And I love how as soon as you start watching it, you kind of get the stakes of how serious all that's happening is. And I love how, because of how it's being presented and because the pacing has been so tight, like in difference to Chainsaw Man, that we talked about how it's so dense. I feel that they have picked the right amount of chapters per episode, because everything feels connected, but it feels that it breathes and it has the right amount of tension and release. Does that make sense? And every cliffhanger just lands, and I'm enjoying every minute of it. Now, this chapter, something very particular happens, which I think it's kind of a no-brainer, kind of, but at the same time, I do understand that, like any story, right? A lot of times the reader or the viewer knows the truth before the characters know it. Mm-hmm. Right? Like we all knew that they were stealing bankais. Like we knew this, but I found it interesting how the Soul Society needed to learn this, and what a way of showing this to them. With not just one captain getting their Bankai stolen, but 4, and one of them is Bakuya. Ah, like when this happened, what was your reaction?
When I first read it, or when I watched?
Well, in your case, when you first read it, but yeah.
Oh, in my case, then yeah, it was crazy. We When I first read it, at least, I didn't think it was stolen. I did think it was sealed up because it has happened before. So it was safe to assume. Even the captains assumed that because it happened before anyway.
Oh, so good. Thank you for saying that. So the sealing of the Bankai is something that's happened before. That's why they think it's being sealed.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yeah. So that was the case, and you already know that they were trying to figure out what's actually going on, and they figured it out, but it wasn't in time. So you had that sense of desperation and sense of urgency within this episode at the same time, and the sense of the unknowingness. So just to get that feeling throughout this entire episode was great. It was definitely one of the best episodes for us to get started off with this war arc.
I love the fact that now I want to go back, and that's what I love about watching this is that I'm enjoying so much this that I kind of want to go back and finish what I haven't seen or read. That's how good it is. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like for a lot of people, you and I both, like a lot of us know that a lot of people got into the MCU retroactively. And what I mean by that is a lot of people went to watch the original Avengers without having seen anything else. And because the Avengers was so huge, they went back and became fans of the MCU, right? Like a lot of people's first Marvel movie was the Avengers. And I like how this is kind of has that epicness to it where you kind of like, now that you've opened my mind that the seal stuff was a thing in the past, I like how the author uses that idea and twist it. And it's like, no, they're not sealing it. They're stealing it. which I don't know. You blew my mind, bro. Now, Isaac, when you first encountered this and read it, what was your thought?
I mean, the first thing I'm sort of a similar. I'm just, oh shit, are they going to be destroyed or not this time? And if there is something that you learn is that they are pretty powerless without their bankais.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like the way Byakuya gets wasted on episode 5 is sad.
I mean, you can argue that it's a bit disappointing that they can't even put up I wouldn't say can't even, but because they can float. Sorry.
Yeah.
But you would expect them to at least being able to do more, with the exception of one person that we go into the later episode.
Yeah. Well, we learned that in this one, right? Like I love how not only this is the final arc, right? But it also brings a lot of basic stuff from Bleach lore into question and into the limelight, right? And it's the idea that Soul Reapers are not only totally dependent, but their main source of power expression is their Sanpakto. Is that spiritual connection to their Sanpakto. It's part of their identity. And I kind of find it interesting that even though all the Stern Ritters, right, are different and unique, one of the things that you've noticed, especially like so far at least, is that none of them, apart from how unique their designs and battle styles are, pretty much all of them have the same skill set when it comes to Quincy's. You know what I mean? in terms of the type of powers that they have. Like I go back to that fight that that Ichigo was having in the previous episodes with Stern Ritter J, where he talks about the different levels. It's kind of like Dragon Ball logic, right? Like there's different super levels of Quincy. You have regular, you can go Super Saiyan, and you can do this, right? And it kind of leads you to believe that all the Quincy's have that, but it's probably not as individualized as what the Bankais are. Like it's a deeper connection or something. I don't know. So I find that interesting in contrast with them. But I like how it's breaking down. Like for people that have never seen Bleach before, it breaks down how important that connection to the Sanpakuto is, and how weak they are without that connection. Especially when the Ice Captain, I don't know his name, screams in pain and agony because he can't feel a connection to his Sanpakuto. It's so heartbreaking because you kind of feel like, okay, this got really bad real quick.
Yeah, it's definitely the Zanbato is definitely a part of them. Inexchangeable, basically.
Yeah.
They're a part of their identity and all of that. The one thing I will say against the differences with the Stern Ritters and all of that, they do have different abilities that distinguishes them from one another. You'll get to know them a lot more throughout the future of these.
Can't wait.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
Also, for the record, I hope I don't butcher this, my pronunciation of it, but the Ice Captain's name is Toshiro Hitsugaya. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
And he is the youngest captain, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
My memory doesn't misleading me.
It's funny because I've read the one shot that Tite Kubo put out like 2 years ago, and that's the first time you ever seen him grown up. I find it hilarious and interesting.
Are you talking about Burn the Witch or talking
No. There's an actual one shot where they show like a grown up Ichigo and like they're all like celebrating.
Oh, that one.
Yeah, they're celebrating the death of a captain or something.
Oh, well, yeah, I'm not going to say anything. But okay. No, never mind. I'm not going to say anything.
No, you're fine. But like, and this is like anybody can read this in Viz, but like, it's not really a spoiler because I'm not spoiling the story, right? But it's the first time that you actually seen him grown up. So you didn't even see him grown up in the main story. Kind of. I'm not gonna say. Yeah. Stop it. No. Okay. No, but you know, at least so far. See, you guys are teasing me now. Now I'm gonna go read it, and then I'm gonna be pissed. No.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really enjoy all this. I love the fact you're bringing a lot of information that's getting me very jazzed about this show even more. But can we all talk about how hilarious it is that one of the Stern Ritters, for some reason, is a wrestler?
I think it's pretty cool, though. I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah. I found it so hilarious that someone out of nowhere, like Renji's about to do his Bankai in episode 5, and this guy just drop kicks him. Like out of nowhere.
Isn't wrestling pretty big in Japan?
Yes, I would assume so. I mean, you got Ring of Honor and all that stuff, so I would assume so.
So I'm just thinking that maybe it's just a
like a tip of the hat towards that.
Yeah,
probably. Yeah. Now, the one thing apart from the stealing of Bankais, right, which is one of the big points that this episode makes, is the other point that they make is that not only was Ichigo able to fend off Eburn in the premiere of the show, but it's the fact that they cannot steal Ichigo's Bankai. Mm-hmm. Like, it's a proven fact so far. I'm watching you guys. I know you've read it. Calm down. But like they cannot steal Ichigo's Bankai, and I find that so interesting because everybody that knows enough of Bleach knows that Ichigo is very peculiar for a lot of different things, and let's just add another reason why he's peculiar and unique. But I found that very
It
interesting.
makes so much sense when you find out why.
I think I know why, but we're not going to talk about it. Maybe off the air. But it's one of those things that it's the relationship between, because in the beginning, of course, the Serete just wanted nothing to do with Ichigo, and now it's gotten to the point where they have no choice but kind of be saved by him. So I love how it goes full circle, because he is the hero of the show, and I love that where this picks up, it's like he is that hero. You know what I mean? Like, I like how him coming back, it's like, I try to get out, but they pull me back in, kind of. But it's like the hero's last ride. Like, it has all those melancholy stuff that come with the journey. But more importantly, I love the pacing of the show, because from the beginning, everything is just going a million miles per hour. But I've enjoyed every minute of it, and I haven't felt that it's rushed. Am I the only one that feels that way?
For me, I wish I had more. I wish I could just get it all at one
Same.
time.
You got another 3 cores, so I think we're good. We're gonna
Oh
eat
no,
good.
I know we're good. I just want them all at the same time. I want like a 30-hour of nothing but Bleach at the same time. I
Same.
watch it all at once.
Ooh. So they can't steal his Bankai. He receives a phone call. So it's funny when Sarate dials 911. It's Ichigo's cell phone.
I mean, if there's
Yeah.
someone that's broken in via canon, it's Ichigo.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. But then again, I mean, he's the guy, right?
The main
But-
character.
Yes. And that's one of those things, like, this is like so much still a very old classic shonen, right? It's and I kind of love it for that, because there's like this nostalgia factor still into this show, that you like, how a lot of shonen shows nowadays, they call themselves shonens, but sometimes they don't feel that way because they've gone for more modern takes on the genre. Does that make sense? Like, I love how Bleach still feels like a shonen show.
Yeah.
So I think it's one of the best qualities that the show has. Now, he's on his way. He's now stuck in a prison. I kind of put it in the description. The episode ends with Ichigo just being stuck in traffic. I mean, technically, that's what's happening. He was traveling to the Garganta. Sternritter J traps him in prison. He can't move. It's literally like fender to fender, bumper to bumper traffic. He's stuck in traffic.
Not
Yeah.
wrong.
And it's funny
Alright.
because when he arrives to the Sarate, it's literally like an accident happened. So, like, with all the bodies on the floor. Not that it's funny, but the idea is funny. But let's go to episode.
Morbid humor.
Yes. I mean, it's a war. So, yeah. But anything else on this episode before we jump to the next one?
No.
Not that I can think of.
Now, episode 5, Wrath as a Lightning. Now, there's a lot that happens in this episode, and we already talked about the stealing of the Bankais. We already talked about Ichigo stuck in traffic and being desperate. Now, there is someone that we don't know who it is, but this someone kills Sternritter J before he kills Orihime, Sato, and that guy's name. I forgot his name.
That guy's Kisuke.
Ishikaya? What's the name?
Yeah.
With the hat?
Kisuke Urahara.
Urahara, yeah, that guy. The man with the hat.
There you go.
There you go. The hat man. He's just the coolest hippie dude. Always. Love him. Someone saved him. We don't know who it is. But I love the fact that it's I love the fact that the last thing you hear in that scene is Urahara says, shit. Like, so I kind of I can't wait to know who that person is. So I like that tease. Ichigo's still stuck in traffic. He's getting desperate because he can't get out. But the important thing of this episode, it's not that the whole Bankai thing, because it just wraps up the whole thing. It started with Byakuya, right? He gets taken down by this other Stern Ritter. The big thing of this episode is two things. We learn who the villain is because we're introduced, because we learn who the villain is because the head captain is pissed. And he goes to
That's
action.
an understatement.
Yes. And I love how it says wrath as a lightning, but his power is fire. So I don't know you guys. That sounds like an Avatar reference if there ever was one, because everybody knows that an Avatar, an extension of the firebending technique, is lightning, but we're not going to talk about that.
Well, the title is a reference to his lieutenant.
Damn it, you bring in logic into the game. No, you're right. You're right. The weather and stuff. You're right. You're right. Because he's filled with wrath because his lieutenant was killed by this guy trying to use his own lightning. So the
There you
lightning
go.
is fueling
Okay.
the wrath.
I get what you're trying to get to. Okay, never mind.
No, but you're right. No, you were right, and I was wrong. But it's still a firebending reference. but yeah, like I love the whole thing where we get that flashback of the connection that he had with the lieutenant, and how many years, like they were serving. He said like this lieutenant served 1,000 years under Giryu-san, which is crazy. And the fact that he has a scar out of respect because he was training him, whatever. It's just so it makes it so personal, and I find it powerful that just 2 episodes ago we have the research and development captain, which I will never try and pronounce, Kurotsuchi or whatever his name is, Sushi Head. He looks like Jinx from Pokemon.
Yeah, I love that.
So he's literally calling the captain out in his shit. Like, this is all happening because you were never able to kill that guy. So not only does he feel guilt and upset with himself, now he's feeling horrible because of the stolen Bankai that's being used against him. So he says, I'm going to kill every single rebel. And it's crazy. And with one swipe, he doesn't kill, he doesn't maim. He melts him up. Like, holy shit. Like, this is amazing. This is so, like, he went full on Indiana Jones Ark of the Covenant on this guy, which was epic.
I mean, like we said before, you don't mess with the head captain.
Yes, you don't. You do not at all. In this episode, what was your favorite scene? What were your favorite scenes and moments on this episode? Because this episode was really all moments, right? Not a lot of story necessarily. It's all moments, apart from the story of the backstory that we get with the lieutenant. What were you guys' favorite moments?
AG.
Oh, don't come to me. That's tough. Okay. You said besides the past.
Oh no, you can. If that's your favorite moment, that's fine.
I'll go with that, just because we actually do get a lot of history between the two, the head captain and the lieutenant. I really like that. The way the lieutenant progressed and the way you can just feel the emotion throughout that entire scene for the headmaster and all that. So just emotionally, that was probably the best scene throughout the entire episode.
Yeah,
But the most surprising moment was the ending, or not the ending, but the little tease that we got.
the cliffhanger.
Yeah.
Yes,
So,
and I'm glad that you said that, because that actually is a perfect segue to the next part I wanted to discuss. So I'm going to hold you to it. So you said the best moment for you was the whole backstory with the lieutenant and how it fuels up the anger, the Ark of the Covenant, and then it goes into that encounter between Washwack or whatever Car Wash his name is.
watch. You just say you watch, yeah.
Okay, Car Wash. So, I mean, if you turn the letters around, yeah, Ewok, Car Wash. So when the captain meets Ewash. Now, Isaac, what were your favorite moments of the episode?
Introduction of Kenpachi.
Oh, that was yeah.
Yes. And you know what's funny? Both of y'all segue to where I wanted to go. So y'all are brilliant. You're reading my mind. That's weird. So, but that was awesome. Because one of the things that I find fascinating is that we don't get properly introduced. And what I mean by this is one of the first shot that we get when the show started is practically Ewok, right? Or one of the more important shots since the first episode, and we'll be seeing him act a lot and how he runs his army and blah, 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 blah. That all he's doing this is foundation stones for peace, and he's doing this for peace, blah, blah, blah. Of course, like any other megalomaniacal villain, right?
Mm-hmm.
But we never had a character from somewhere else meet him, or at least that we can see it. We saw the flashback in Huecomundo, but we never see him meet someone, right?
Yeah.
And the first person he meets is Kenpachi. And the reason why I find that as a phenomenal storytelling tool, not only from Tite Kubo in the manga, but also in the anime, is that if anybody knows Kenpachi, is that he's always been presented as the unstoppable beast.
Mm-hmm.
That's
No
an
one,
understatement.
right? Nobody can take Kenpachi down. Like that's the whole thing. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's the whole idea for him. And not only that, he arrives at the scene with like 3 dead Sternritters on his back, which was amazing. And also, what a great way pacing wise, because you guys have read the book, so I gotta ask. In the book, do they do flashbacks like in the anime on how he encountered the Sternritters, or are those individual chapters in and of themselves?
It's been so long. I don't think they actually showed them as individual. No, they didn't. They didn't show them as individual.
So it was just like the anime, like little flashbacks.
Yeah.
Which I think was great because it kind of gives the feeling of pacing like, no, we're going to give you the story that you want, and we're just going to give you the little chunks that you need to continue enjoying the story that you want, right? So he goes on and attacks Car Wash, Ewok. That's never going to go away, I'm telling you right now. He goes to attack Ewok, and then we cut. We go to the whole thing with the captain. And then we come back, and when we go to the cliffhanger is that the head captain is talking to Ewok, and Ewok has no damage on him, and he's killing Kenpachi with one hand. Which is like, yes, this is the guy. like I love the sense of terror because it's funny because you know how I mentioned Infinity War when we talked about the previous episode, right?
Mm-hmm.
What a great Infinity War moment. This is the Thanos kicking Hulk's butt moment.
Yeah.
Like, for anybody that complained, because you know there's a lot of people that complain that, but we don't know who Thanos is. Like, we don't know if he's a threat. Is he really powerful? And the first 2 minutes of the movie, he's kicking Hulk's ass. And you're like, oh, shit. This is real. like this guy can duke it out. Like anybody that didn't know who Thanos was already knew what he was about and was scared of him. That's how I feel with the Car Wash. I'm scared of this guy because he's just killing Kenpachi. And Kenpachi, like, no, he doesn't have a pupil. He's like knocked out or whatever. And again, what a phenomenal cliffhanger. It was great.
It's a perfect cliffhanger.
Yeah. I mean, and again, what a great way. Talk about knowing how to present your villain.
And it only gets better from there.
See, you say stuff like that, and you make me very happy because I'm enjoying this every little bit. And to think, this is just the first core. Like we're eating so good. I just can't wait for more.
Too good.
Yeah, too good, man.
It's Studio Pierrot's best work ever. I dare argue.
Yeah, man. And it's one of those things. Like I'm enjoying it so much. I already feel some sadness because I know it's gonna end. I don't want it to. It's so good. It's just
You
so
always
good.
rewatch it. Always rewatch it.
Look at
Yeah.
you talking truth. Drop it.
Uh,
Yeah, man, this is so great. Like, but yeah, guys, if you love Bleach, if you love our coverage, if you love the show, let us know what you like the most about Bleach: The Thousand Year Blood War. Make sure you let us know in the comments below what you've enjoyed about the show. Let us know if the comment is awesome. We'll talk about it on our next Bleach episode. We'll give you a shout out on the show, just like we did about the openings, thanks to our great friend Mega. Now, guys, do you guys have anything else on this episode? I mean, it was short and sweet. Like I said, it was mostly moments, but it was so great, so powerful. I kind of don't want Ichigo. Again, the whole thing with Ichigo stuck in traffic is like typical Shonen Jump trope of the hero can't get there yet.
I mean,
just
it's
saying.
it's a trope for stories as a whole. I dare argue.
Right. But I think it's more shoehorned in all shonen. Like it's especially long shonen. Like how many times did it take 5 years for Naruto to get from point A to point B? Come on, guys, that's a lot.
Or how long did it take? How long did it take for Son Goku to go through the snake wave? I can't recall the exact
That's what I'm
name.
talking about. But again, great storytelling when done right, and those are examples of people that did it right. But yeah, I love this show. I love it so much. AJ, thank you for joining us to talk Bleach, man.
So freaking fun.
Yes.
I'm just so excited for next episode.
Yes. And hopefully you're able to join us when we come back with Bleach because it'd be awesome to have you. We had a bunch of fun having you here, man. So thank you for finally joining us.
Thank you.
So guys, that was it. Those are our thoughts on the latest 2 episodes of Bleach: The Thousand Year Blood War. Hope you're loving it as much as we are. There's a lot of stuff going on that we enjoy. We enjoyed the. Oh, I wanted to ask you a question before we wrap up. AJ, how do you like the? How do you like the? See, I think he read Meta. Did you read the manga too? Because now you're getting me very excited. That's awesome. Did you how do you like the haiku previews that we're getting? Like we're not getting actual previews, but we get like a poem at the end of every episode. How do you like those? Did you catch that they're doing that?
No, I did not catch that.
You gotta check it out, man. Every final episode, nice. See, now I gotta get caught up. I'm gonna be mad now because now I'm gonna end up reading the manga. Damn it. Brandon had no life for 5 years, and
Very
in 5
it's very you watch heavy. You're gonna
Yes.
get a lot of the head captain. That's all I got.
we're gonna get car wash. In the car washer. I don't know why I did that, but it happened. Now, yeah, every single episode at the end, instead of a preview, they do a haiku, which, if you know, it's like
I thought they did do the preview. Wow.
no, they do a haiku, which is like a Japanese poem
Yeah.
the samurais do, right?
Yeah.
And they use like a nice animation, and it's literally like a written haiku, and then they do a final slide of a particular panel of the anime. Yeah, it's tight, bro. It's super artistic and super interesting, and they're doing it with every episode. Again, they're pulling out all the stops, bro. Like it's so great what they're doing. So, but AJ, if people want to find you in the webs, where can they find you, my brother?
You can find me on Twitter at AJ_Geeks5. I'm always there 24/7, so you can always talk to me.
Isaac, where can people find you, man?
Written Works, Webm Entertainment, Twitter, Emblemaniac. Unless Musk is gonna implode it.
We fear the Musk. It's not the mist, it's the Musk. And I don't know why I said that. And you can find me at the Scarlet Fan 52 on Twitter. You can also find me at the Shatter After. We have an amazing podcast with our co-host Mike, where we talk movies and also shows. It's back over there at the Nova Cinephile Network. You can find a bunch of coverages. We have episodes coming out very soon on Man of Steel. And we got a couple of Christmas episodes, one of them being on Die Hard, because Die Hard, damn it, it's a Christmas movie. Fight me. But we have a bunch of awesome movie coverages and reviews that we do. Oldies, goodies, new ones, a lot of stuff. So go check it out at the Novice Cinephile Network. On the Novice Cinephile channel on YouTube, you can find The Shatter After Is Awesome. You can find me there. And you can find me here at the Amateur Otaku Podcast. You can find us at the Amateur Otaku on Twitter. If you love what we do, make sure you click the like button, subscribe, and click on the bell for notifications so you do not miss any episodes of the Amateur Otaku Podcast and live stream. So thank you guys for joining us. We're going to take a quick break. And Isaac and AJ seem excited because they're going to talk One Piece Red. So
We are.
Awesome. So if you guys love One Piece, if you guys checked out One Piece Red, they're good. AJ and Isaac are going to stay here and have an awesome spoiler review discussion. So stay tuned so you do not miss that. And if this is the moment where you step out, thank you for joining us. Thank you for being awesome. And we look forward to seeing you next Sunday, where we return with My Hero Academia and Spy X Family. Have it awesome, guys, and we will see you in a bit.